Hi, this is Anu and welcome back to my channel. I am so glad you decided to join me today for yet but another tutorial. It is a gorgeous one today. I'm so excited about it. It is a braided sweater that I am absolutely smitten with. In fact, so much so that I made two, one for me and one for a good friend of mine, and I have been wearing it all the time. It is so light yet warm. The colors are beautiful. The yarn is amazing. And the pattern is virtually seamless. You do not need any sewing. It is all crocheted in the round. I really am proud of this one. It's really funny because every time I create something, while I create it and when I'm done with it, I'm like, wow, this is my best work so far. I am so proud of it. Then I create the next thing and I'm like, no, this is my best one so far. Does it happen to you too? Anyway, really proud of this one. I hope you will like it too. Here it is. So as I said, it's crocheted in the round. You begin from the collar and you go down, then you add the sleeves and then the collar. Really not hard. The only tricky part is the braided stitch, but I show you how to make it. So for that you need chain and double crochet, front post double crochet and back post double crochet, and front post treble and back post treble. Of course, as usually, I will take you through it slowly but surely, one step at a time, so no freaking out. I will make it easy for you. As usual too, one of you will be able to win all the material necessary to create this beautiful sweater. So the yarn, the stitch markers, the scissors, the hooks, and the tapestry needle. To be able to win this giveaway, super easy. You need to, of course, be subscribed to my channel. You need to comment in the comment box down below, and that is it. That is all you need to do. I will announce who is the winner next week in my next week's video, so stay posted. And by the way, don't hesitate to come and visit me on my social media. I also have a lot of giveaways that are held right now on Instagram. Here are all my social media addresses if you're interested. If you are not subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? It's totally free. Hit the subscribe button right there. Click on the little bell to be notified every time I post something new. As usual, also, I will put all the information about the yarn I am using today, and also I will try to put substitution yarns in the info box down below. As usual as well, a few days after I post this video, the written pattern will be on my blog. Here is the address to my blog, and more sizes will be on my blog as well. For today it's a small medium, but I will have large, extra large, double extra large on my blog, so come and check it out as well. So if you are interested in knowing how to create this beautiful braided sweater, then keep on watching, and in the meantime, happy crochet. See you next time. Bye! For this tutorial, you will need 4 skeins of the Lion Brand Mandala in the color Centaur, and then you will need a 5mm crochet hook, a 4.5mm crochet hook, a 4mm crochet hook, some scissors, a tapestry needle, and 4 stitch markers. Take your crochet hook and your yarn, and you are going to make a slip knot, and you are going to make chains. We're going to be crocheting in the round, so make 7 chains, and I'll show you a trick to make sure your chain will not twist. When you have 7 chains, drop your hook, go back to the first chain you had made, pass your crochet hook through that chain, pass your crochet hook through the little chain you dropped, and continue your chain. In total, we need 84 chains. By the way, I really apologize about my nails at the beginning of this tutorial. I decided to learn how to make them myself, deep powder, and that was the beginning of my tryouts. The color was way too bubble pink for me, and also the shape and everything, so please bear with me, it will get better. Once you have 84 chains, you're going to pass your crochet hook through the first chain, just like this, kind of slip stitching. Oop. And your chain is created, your circle is created and not twisted. Alright, for your first round, you're going to chain 3. It will count as your first double crochet. And then you're going to proceed by making 1 double crochet in each and every chain all around. So at the end of your first round, you will have 84 double crochets. At the end of your first round, you will slip stitch at the top of the first chain 3 you had made. And you are done with your first round. Now we are going to create the braid pattern, and we are at your second round. Chain 3, and that will count as your first double crochet. Now at the base of the chain 3, you're going to make a double crochet right there. But what you're going to do now is skip the 3 next stitches, and around the 4 double crochet from round 1, you are going to make a front post treble crochet. Let me explain to you how to make that. So I just yarned over twice over my crochet hook, and then I'm going around the 4th post, from the front to the back around my post, yarn over and right back through that post. I have 4 loops on my crochet hook right now. Yarn over and through 2 loops on my hook. I have 3 loops left on my hook. Yarn over again and through 2 loops on my hook again. I have 2 loops left, and yarn over through the rest of the loops on my crochet hook, and just like that I created a front post treble crochet. Do it again. Yarn over twice. We're going to go to the next post. We're going to go from the front to the back around the post from round 1, the double crochet. Yarn over back through the post. Four loops on your hook. Yarn over through 2 loops on your hook. You have 3 loops on your hook left. Yarn over through 2 loops on your hook. You have 2 loops left on your hook. Yarn over and through the 2 of the loops left on your hook. Here you go, 2 front post treble crochet created. One more time. Yarn over twice, and then go to the next post from the front to the back around it. Yarn over and back through the post, and then yarn over through 2 loops 3 times. Remember, we are creating the braid. Now this second round is the trickiest, because after that it will get easier, I promise. Alright, so we are at the braid pattern. You have created half of your braid pattern. The second half is where we twist it, and let me show you how. So you remember the 3 stitches we had skipped? 1, 2, 3. We're going to go back to them, and we're going to make front post treble crochet in each and every one of them. So you're going to yarn over, and you're going to go back to the first double crochet you had skipped from round 1, and we're going to work making a front post treble around that first stitch we had skipped. So go back to it. Yes, your work is going to be twisting, but that's what we want. All right, so go around that first post from front to back as we did before. Yarn over and back through that post. And it's the same, you have 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over through 2 loops 3 times. Same way we had done before. And this is your 4th front post treble. You just went back to the first stitch we had skipped to make it. Voila. And then you're going to go to the next stitch we had skipped. Right there, and you're going to make a front post treble around it. Yarn over twice, go around that second post we had skipped, from front to back, and repeat. Yarn over through the post, 4 loops on your hook, and then yarn over and through 2 loops 3 times. And then in the last stitch we had skipped, the third one we skipped, again make a front post treble crochet around it, and you are done with the first braid. The braid will be worked in on 2 rounds, so your second and your third round will be repeated over and over again, with of course a little augmentation, a little increasing in between. But right now we're focusing on the first round of our braid. We're still at round 2. Okay, now find the next double crochet. It is straight as opposed to the twisted part of the cable, and you're going to make a double crochet in it. And again, make a double crochet in that same stitch. So you're going to have 2 double crochets in 1 stitch. And that is what you are going to have in between each and every one of your braids. 2 double crochets in 1 stitch. All right, so you have your chain 3 that counts as your first double crochet, a double crochet in the same stitch, then you have your braid, and then you have again 2 double crochets in the same stitch, and we're going to continue repeating the braid. So you are going to skip the next 3 posts, 1, 2, 3, and in the 4th one you're going to make a front post treble crochet around the post, the same way we had done before. And again, front post treble crochet around the next. And around the next. 3 front post treble crochet after you skipped 3 stitches. Now you're going to go back to the first stitch you had skipped and make a front post double crochet around it. And then to the second stitch you had skipped and make another front post treble around it. You're twisting your braid, and then the last one you had skipped, the third one, you're making a front post treble. Second braid created. Find your next double crochet and make 2 double crochets in that next stitch. And this is what you're going to continue to do all around that second round, creating your cable and twisting them. And I will meet you at the end of that second round. All right, you are at the end of your second round, and you should have 12 braids in total. At the end of your round 2, you're going to slip stitch at the top of the first chain 3 you had made. Chain 3, that will count as your first double crochet. We are at round 3. Go to the next stitch and make a double crochet, and in the same stitch make a third one. So now you're going to have 3 double crochets in between your braids. We are at the second part of your braid. I told you that this braid is worked on 2 rounds, and for that second part it's easier. You're going to make front post double crochet around the post as they present themselves to you. So the 3 first one you're going to work on will be to the right, pointing to the going to the right and behind, and then the 3 next will be pointing to the left and in the front. So let's find the first one there and do a front post treble crochet around the post from the previous round. It really is around the front post treble crochet from the previous round. 1, and then the next, again the second one pointing to the right, front post treble crochet, And then the third one. It's a little hidden there behind. Find it and do a front post treble crochet around it. So one round is creating the twist, and then the next round is just making the open part of the braid. Now you're going to go to the fourth post, the one that is pointing to the right, the one that is pointing to the left, and make a front post treble around it. And the next, which is number 5. And then the 6th one, the last one. So you see it's already way easier than our base round, which was the second round. We are the third round, right? So you see how we create the open part of the braid as opposed to the previous round where we twisted it. All right, now it is the increase time. So you want 3 double crochets in between our braids. So you're going to make a double crochet in the first, on top of the first double crochet from the previous round, and then in the next one you're going to make 2 double crochets in the same stitch, so we can have 3 double crochets in between our braids. And this is what you're going to do all around your third round. So making 6 front post double crochet, first on the 3 that are pointing toward the right, and then the 3 next one that are pointing towards the left, 3 double crochets in between, etc., etc. And I will meet you at the end of your round 3. And you are going to end your round 3 by slip stitching on top of the first chain 3 you had made. And now for round 4, you're going to chain 3. It will count as your first double crochet in the next one, and in the next one. So you have 3 double crochets, and then we're going to repeat round 2, but it's going to be way easier because now you know exactly where to go. You're going to skip the 3 first posts, and then you are going to go in the 4th, and around the 4th post you're going to make a front post treble crochet. So skip the 3 first posts, go to the 4th one and make front post treble crochet around it. Around the 5th one, again, front post treble crochet. This is the twisting row. Every even row will be a twisting row. And then make a front post treble crochet around the 6th one. Go back to the first stitch you had, the first post you had skipped, and make a front post treble crochet around it. But you see how it's way easier than your second round, because now you have already your braid to guide you. Second post you had skipped, front post treble, and third post you had skipped, front post treble. And that is the twisted part of your braid on each and every even number around. And then you see how it's twisting now. 1 round of twisting, 1 round of open braid. Now you're going to make a double crochet on top of each and every of the 3 double crochet from on top of the double crochet from the previous round. You have 3, and then you continue exactly like I showed you, twisting your braid, and I will meet you at the end of your round 4. This is what your work will look like. To end your round 4, you're going to slip stitch at the top of the first chain 3. And for round 5, you know it, chain 3 will count as your double crochet. For this round, we would like to have 4 double crochets in between our braids, so we're going to increase. In the next stitch, you're going to make 2 double crochets and then a double crochet in the next. So you will have 4 double crochets in between your braids. Now it's the open part of your braid, which means you're going to make a front post treble in the first 3 posts, around the first three posts pointing to the right, and then around the next 3 posts pointing to the left. And this is what you're going to do all around your 5th round. Look how beautiful this yarn is. It's changing color. Now it's this deep caramel that I love. It's such a beautiful yarn, and it comes in a range of stunning colors as well. All right, 6 front post treble crochets done, the open part of our braid, and that is what we're going to do all around this 5th round. Don't forget to add a double crochets every time in between each braid. I will meet you at the end of your round. Alright, so round 6 will be a round of twisting braid, no increase in between your braids, but round 7 will be a round of open braid, and you're going to add 1 double crochets in between your braids. So for a round 7 you want to have 5 double crochets in between your braids. Just add 1 double crochet anywhere in between your braids you would like. We'll meet you at the end of your round 7. And this is what your work will look like at the end of your round 7. You can clearly see the braids, they're so beautiful. I love this pattern. So we really are going from the collar down, creating the shoulder and the bust. We are at round 8. Round 8 is going to be a twisting round since it's an even number, and on top of that we are going to add a double crochet in between the braids. For this round 8 we will have 6 double crochets in between our braids. And round 8 with a slip stitch on top of the first chain 3 you had made as usual. And right now round 9 will be a round of open braid with no increase. So you're just making the double crochets as they present themselves to you. You will have 6 double crochets in between your braids still. Alright, so you end your round 9 as usual, slip stitching on top of the chain 3. And for round 10, it will be a twisting round, and you will add a double crochet in between your braids. You will have 7 double crochets. Now you're going to continue in pattern until the end of round 14. Round 11, you're going to have open braid and increase. 8 DC in between. Round 11 will be a round of open braid, and you're going to increase to have 8 double crochets in between your braids. Round 12 will be a round of twisting, no increases in between your braids. Round 13 will be a round of open braid, and you're going to have 9 double crochets in between your braids, so increase. And then round 14 will be a round of twisting, and you are going to increase in between your braids to have 10 double crochets. At round 15, your work will look like this, and it will be time to create the opening for the arms. And of course, I will show you exactly how to do it. Grab your 4 stitch markers and place it right at the beginning of your round 15, on top of the first stitch. That will be your first stitch marker. You will have 4 in total. To place your second stitch marker, you're going to skip 1, 2, 3 braids, and then right before the 4th one, you're going to place your second stitch marker right there. That will be the space left for your body, the front part of your body. Then you're going to count 1, 2, and 3 braids, and right after the 3rd braid, you're going to place your 3rd stitch marker, and that will be your first opening for your arm. And then you're going to place your 4th stitch marker, skipping 1, 2, 3 braids, and put it right before the 4th braid, the stitch before the 4th braid. And that will be the second part of your body. The space between the 4th stitch and the 1st stitch will be the second arm opening. Eventually, this is what you want, a body with 2 arm opening on the side. And I will show you, of course, exactly how to get to this step. Alright, so you placed your first stitch marker, and then you're going to chain 1, 2, 3. It will count as your first double crochet. And right now we're going to work in between the 1st and the 2nd stitch marker, working on the front of your body. So you will be continuing in pattern in between stitch marker 1 and 2. We are at round 15. You are going to chain 3, which will count as your first double crochet, and then you're going to double crochet on top of the double crochets from round 14. You have 10 double crochets in between your braids for this round 15. And your round 15 will be a round of open braid. Continue in pattern until you reach your 2nd stitch marker, and then time to create the opening for your arm. So your last stitch will be the last double crochet before your braid, right on top of your stitch marker. And we are going to skip what is in between stitch marker 2 and stitch marker 3, and we are going to make a chain. You are going to chain 6 in total, and then you're going to go right to your 3rd stitch marker, skipping everything that is in between. Now that stitch marker was right after a braid, and you're going to make a double crochet on top of the double crochet where your stitch marker is, right there. And now you're going to continue in pattern in between stitch marker 3 and 4, the same way you did in between stitch marker 1 and 2. 10 double crochets and then your open braid. And I will meet you once you reach stitch marker 4. Here is the chain part. You see how we're creating what will be the place you will build your sleeves in later on. And now we're leaving this alone and we're working on the body part of your sweater. I love this technique because there is virtually no sewing, no seams. Seamless sweater, I love it. All right, so we are going to reach stitch marker 4, continuing in pattern. Here we are at stitch marker 4, which was placed right at the last double crochet before a braid. You're going to make your last double crochet right there. That was stitch marker number 1, if you remember. And we're going to repeat what we had done before. We're going to chain 6, skip what is between stitch marker 4 and 1, go right where we had placed our first stitch marker, and right in that first chain 3, we are going to slip stitch on top of the chain 3, and we are done with our 15th row, and we just created 2 openings for our arms, which we are going to leave alone since we're going to concentrate right now on the main body, the front and the back. And if you place your work in front of you with the collar facing up, this is what your work will look like. You see the shoulders and the beginning of your bust with the 2 openings there for your future sleeves, the 2 armhole openings. We are at our round 16 now. Chain 3. Your chain 3 will count as your first double crochet. And for your round 16, you are going to make a double crochet on top of each double crochets. Remember, you had 10. And you're going to work in pattern until you reach the chain 6 we had made. I will show you what to do when you reach that chain 6. So your round 16 will be a round of twisting the braids. All right, we have met our chain 6. You can take the stitch markers away, you don't need them anymore. Now I'll show you what to do when you reach your chain 6. So the idea is to keep in pattern, and since we are done with our 10 double crochets in between the braid, we are going to make a double crochet in each of the chain we had created, so 6 double crochets. In our next round, we'll turn it into a braid. All right, and then you're going to continue by making 10 double crochets again. And continue in pattern, twisting your braid until you meet the next chain. And when you meet your next chain, you're going to repeat, making 6 double crochets in the chain, and then you're going to slip stitch on top of the first chain 3 you had made. And you are done with your 16th round. Now for your 17th round. You're going to continue to work on your body, but we are going to increase in between your braids. So in between your braids, we would like to have 11 double crochets instead of 10. So anywhere in between the braids, you are going to, in one of the stitches, make 2 double crochets in the same stitch. Here you go. Let's make it here. Voila. And now you will have 11 double crochets in between your braids. So you're going to continue in pattern, making your braids and adding 1 double crochet in between them, and I will show you what to do when you meet the 6 double crochets we had made on top of the chain. And this is a round of open braid. You are on your 17th round. Alright, so you have reached your chain, and since it is around an open braid, we're not going to twist anything. We are just going to make 6 front post treble crochet. So 1 front post treble crochet around each and every of the 6 double crochet you had made in round 16. And then on the next round we will twist it and create that braid. Alright, once you have your 6 front post treble crochet, you're going to continue in pattern. Don't forget to add 1 double crochets in between your braids. So now you're going to make 11 double crochets instead of 10. And then you're going to continue in pattern with open braids until you reach the next top of the chain, when we had of 6 double crochets, and you're going to repeat and make 6 front post treble crochets again. And I will meet you at the end of your 17th round. At the end of your 17th round, you're going to slip stitch on top of the first chain 3 you had made. This is what your work will look like. You clearly can see the opening for the arms and that you are working on the front and the back at the same time. We are at round 18. Round 18 will be a twisting round and will be the round where we will create the twisted braid on top of the opening we had created for the armhole. So you're going to chain 3, it will count as your first double crochet. You're going to crochet in pattern until you reach those 6 front post treble crochets we had done on top of the chain. And there you're going to skip 3 front post double crochet, and then you're going to make your front post treble crochet on the 4th, around the 4th, the 5th and the 6th. And then you're going to go back to the 1st, the 2nd and the 3rd and twist your braid. You are a pro by now creating those beautiful braids. And just like that, you are seamlessly continuing in pattern and have created the opening for your arms. Such a cute pattern. Love it. Alright, continue to crochet in pattern until you reach the next 6 chains, and then on top of the chain, and then repeat, creating your twisted braid. And I will meet you at the end of your 18th round. Alright, and now for the body of your sweater, the front and the back, what you're going to do is just continue in pattern until the end of round 39. So back and forth, repeating round 2 and 3. This is what your work will look like. So beautiful. The braids look gorgeous, the change of the color too. And once you have reached your round, the end of your round 39, I will show you how to make the border. So the border consists of 2 front post double crochet and 2 back post double crochet, alternating them. For the first double crochet, front post double crochet of your round, you need to bring the stitch to the front, and I will show you exactly how to do that. Alright, so you're going to wrap your crochet around the post from the previous round. And then you're going to yarn over, right back to the post and through the loop on your crochet hook. And just like that, you brought your first chain 3 to the front, mimicking a front post double crochet. And that will count as your first front post double crochet. And then for the second, you wrap your yarn around your crochet hook only one time, go around the post from the front to the back, yarn over back through the post. You have 3 loops on your crochet hook, yarn over through and through 2 loops, and yarn over through 2 loops again. And that's a front post double crochet. Now for back post double crochet, you yarn over and you come from the back to the front, wrapping your crochet around your post. Yarn over right back through the post. You have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over through 2 loops and yarn over through 2 loops. Let's do a back post again. Yarn over 1 time. From the back to the front around your post, yarn over through back through the post, and over through 2 loops and yarn over through 2 loops. And this is what you're going to repeat. 2 front post double crochets. Here is your front post double crochet. Make 2 of them. And then 2 back post double crochet. And you are going to continue to do that all around your 40th round, the first round of your border, your edging. And I will meet you at the end of your 40th round. At the end of your 40th round, you're going to slip stitch with the first chain 3 you had made, and you're done with your 40th round. For round 41, I'm going to switch to a slightly smaller crochet hook. I'm going to bring my first stitch to the front. Chain 3 will count as my first front post double crochet, and I'm going to continue in pattern, doing my second front post double crochet, and then 2 back post double crochet, 2 front post double crochet, all along that 41st round. And I will meet you at the end of your 41st round. At the end of my round, I will slip stitch with the first chain 3 I had made, and now for round 42. And once again, I will switch to a slightly smaller crochet hook, and that is just allowing to give the illusion of decreasing without having to really decreasing. And for my 42nd round, again, bringing my first stitch to the front and then continuing in pattern. And this is it. You're continuing like that until you are satisfied with the way your edging looks. For me, it was 5 rounds in total, so at the end of my round 44, I fastened off. Alright, what is left to do are the sleeves and the collar. Let's tackle the sleeves. You know me, I like boho style and flare. So we're going to flare it up. You're going to take your work and you're going to pass your crochet hook at the bottom corner of your sleeve after the 6 chain we had left untouched, and right before the corner braid. You're going to join and you are going to chain 3. And that will count as a double crochet. Then what you're going to do is just continuing in pattern, making the open part of your braid. So 6 front post treble crochet. First the 3 that are pointing to the right, then the 3 that are pointing to the left. You are a pro by now. Now remember, we had 11 double crochets in between the braid. I want 7 double crochets in between the braids for my sleeves. So what I'm going to do is 1 double crochet, skip a double crochet from the previous round, and then make another. That's 2, 3, skip a stitch, and then 4, 5, skip a stitch, and 6 and 7. So I have 7 double crochets in total. Then I'm going to continue making my open braid regularly. And then again, I'm going to make a double crochet and then skip a stitch 4 times in total. So I will have 7 double crochets in between the braids. And again, time for the open braid. And now you have reached the bottom part of your armhole opening when you have 6 chain. So you're on the opposite side of the 6th chain. You're going to make a double crochet right there in the corner. That's 1. And then you're going to make 5 double crochets on top of the chain 6. Just picking up double crochets there, 5. And then remember, we began our sleeve with a chain 3, which counted as a first double crochet. So you are going to just slip stitch with the top of that chain 3, and the 1 double crochet you made in the corner, then 5 double crochets on top of the chain 3, and then the chain 3 that you're joining in makes 7 double crochets in between your braids. So your sleeve consists in 3 braids separated by 7 double crochet, and this is going to be your sleeve, and this is going to be the pattern you're going to make. So chain 3 is going to count as your first double crochet. Then you're going to begin your braids. This is the twisting part, so you're going to skip the first 3 front post treble and then make 3 front post trebles, go back to the first stitch, etc., etc. You're going to work around and around on those 3 braids separated by 7 double crochet for a total of 19 rounds, and I will meet you at the end of your 19th round, where we will increase to create the flare. Of course, we all have different length, arm's length, so try your sweater on and then figure out if you need a less round or more rounds to fit your arm. This is what your work will look like at the end of your round 19. And now we are ready to create that beautiful flare. And it's super easy, it's just increasing. We're going to increase in between our braids. So for round 20, you're going to make your braid, and then you're going to add 1 double crochet in between. In between your braids, you will have 8 double crochets. And adding, you just make 2 double crochets in the same stitch. And to increase, you of course make 2 double crochet in the same stitch, just like so. Alright, so this is your round 20. Round 21 will be a round of pattern with your 8 double crochets in between. Round 22, you will add another double crochet, so you will have 9 double crochets in between. Round 23, you will do 9 double crochets in between, and then you will fasten off and you are done with your sleeve. Repeat for the other side, and now time to create your collar. You are going to grab your smaller crochet hook and you're going to join at any stitch on top of your collar. That was the chain we made at the beginning of our sweater. We had 84 chains in total. So what you're going to do is chain 3, and that will count as your first front post double crochet. Then you're going to make a front post double crochet around the double crochet from round 1, the first round of your sweater. And you're going to go all around your collar, making 2 front post double crochet, 2 back post double crochet. around the stitches as they present themselves to you. May it be the double crochets or may it be the top of your braid, it doesn't really matter. So 2 front post double crochet, 2 back post double crochet all around your collar. I will meet you at the end of your first round of your collar. At the end of your first round, you're going to slip stitch with the first chain 3 you had made, and you are going to bring the stitch to the front the same way I had shown you before, wrapping your crochet hook around the post and yarn over the both loops on your crochet hook, and then you're going to chain 3, and that will count as your front post double crochet. Then you're going to make your second front post double crochet and then 2 back post double crochet, and then again a round of 2 front post double crochet and 2 back post double crochet, and I will meet you at the end of your second round of your collar. For the third round, I'm going to switch to a smaller crochet hook again, and I'm going to continue in the same pattern. Now you decide what is the size of the collar you would like. I liked my collar to be kind of not a turtleneck, but not a small collar as well. I don't know how you call those kind of collars, but my collar had 8 rounds of 2 front post double crochet, 2 back post double crochet in total, until I was satisfied with the result, and then I fastened off. Voila, and the only thing left to do is to sew in all the loose tails at the back of your work, and just like that you are done with this beautiful braided cable sweater. What do you think? I absolutely love it. In fact, I loved it so much I made a few of them and gifted it to a few of my friends, and I am finding myself wearing it all the time. It's just my colors with jeans and boots. Love it, love it, love it, love it. I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial as much as I have enjoyed creating it for you. I am looking forward to many more, and in the meantime, happy crochet. Love you. Bye. Hi, this is yeah, still coughing. Absolutely peppy. How are you guys doing? How is the December month treating you? I just came back from a long trip, so I am totally jet lagged. I don't know if it's day, if it's night, what day of the week we are, waking up at 3 in the morning. Yeah. What else can I tell you? Bah, je crois que c'est tout, hein? Yesterday we had a snow day. It is winter wonderland right now in my neighborhood, and I love it. Love snow days. I love the quiet calmness of the snow when it's falling, and then all the sounds are muffled. Oh, I love this so much. So much. I love winter. I actually love all the seasons. The one that I love the least is summer. And that's the truth. But the truth is you wouldn't appreciate fall if you didn't have summer. So yeah, that's life, isn't it? Bon. Oh yeah. I mean, sipping on my coffee. Oh my god, so good. And look at this cutie. I love this mug so much. I'll get it at Target. So cute. Forgot now. Coffee. The nectar of gods. What would I be without my coffee? A mess. Even more a mess, because I'm a mess already. Let's be honest.